The first person to speak is going to be Maryse Nkoua.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was smart.
So-
Smart thing you did. So it lit up the place.
Thank you. So, in Congo, Brazzaville, there is only one female physicist PhD. Now you have met her, let me tell you her story. I'm Maryse Nkoua, 30 years old, proud mother of a 19-month baby girl, and in a lovely relationship. We are taught that African women are not meant to be things like professors and scientists. And if they are, they have to give up the idea of having a well-established social life. But I'm no better, more capable than any woman, and I know it's possible to be all of these things. You see, every time I have to choose those paths, as society will say, difficult path for a woman, I always felt light and joyful. In part, I got my inspiration from my dad, although he died when I was just 3 years old. He has one of those stories that just think in your mind and let you think about yourself. He went from working 45 minutes every day to school to obtaining a law degree in France. It was not common to achieve such kind of thing in his village, and less common to come back in Africa instead of making a life in Europe. His story showed me that determination is the key to achieve your goals. Still, the reality of the path there is full of struggle. You need people to help you to find your path. I got my mom's support when things were really difficult when I left Congo to earn my PhD in Italy. As the only black woman in the lab, I have to work hard twice. As a foreigner, I didn't feel like really home. More than once, I felt the huge need just to go back in Congo and leave the program. But I remember my mom telling me, Maryse, tu peux le faire. Utilise ton courage et perseverance. Mean, you could make it. Use your strength, courage, and perseverance. For my Yali fellow women here and those across my continent, my country, when we were taught that they are limited roles, it seems like we have to compete for them. We are not one another competition. We should not showing off to each other, but showing up for the problem our lovely continent is facing. Together. I mean, truly collaborating. I cannot help but think about my favorite African proverb. One finger cannot wash your whole face. After I completed my PhD in nanotechnology and nanoscience, I could have had a job straight away in Europe. But in Italy, I learned how to do gnocchi. The bus was never late. Back in Congo, the lab internet always cut. You better hope it's not raining because the technician is not showing up anyway. However, I decided to come back in my country because I felt a huge need for women to be empowered and lead, to show them there is a path for them. I remember Tanya, a colleague of mine, when she came to me, I understood her bigger fear, the stigma of social pressure on marriage, and how she will look to her community. Her fear just reminded me of myself at a certain point of my life, and how I was so lucky to have my mom's advice. First, I told her that if you are not meant to get married, it's not because you're a physicist. Then I asked her, how do you really feel when you are doing this way? Are you happy? Does it feel like your path? Presently, she's doing her PhD in our university under the UK Royal Society grant with a bigger budget than my own. If Tanya has quit, my work will be lonely, and I will be more tempted to quit also. And if I quit, my country, my research group, my Africa, will not benefit on the project we are working on a malaria vaccine candidate, a project I'm really proud to be involved in. Not everyone has a chance to have inspirational and supporting family, but everyone can do two things: truly listen to the challenge someone is facing and let them remind why they began the journey in the first place. As I try to become a really respected physicist, I often doubt on myself, my own vision, my own intelligence. As all of you stress have some challenge on corruption, poverty, and disease. This is common in our country, and sometimes you feel hopeless. And the causality are doctor, engineer, and scientist who does not exist because the path is more on struggle than support. But with Tanya with me now in the lab, I know that in the next 5 years, we will be the two female physicists working together, and we have the power to encourage other women to join us. Better, Case Western University, we no more us only one PhD from Congo, but a dozen. Even my daughter, if she feels this is her path. Once again, I'm reminded that when you show up to each other, you are reminded the power, you are reminded the vision you once dreamed. I remember that we have the power to do anything we are truly passionate about it. Can you imagine where Africa could go if each of us show up for each other? Thank you.